Right then, Sean, let's dive into the first week. And if you hear any strange noises out the back, it's because I've got the door wide open. So if you hear any children screaming or dogs shouting or people walking past, it's not going on in my front room. It's going on outside, dude, because it is hot. So I hope we're having a tremendous day and we're going to enjoy the sunshine this weekend, mate. Now, I'm going to dive into your visuals first off before going back into check-in form, because there's quite a lot in that check-in form that I actually want to go into some detail with you about, dude. Okay. But what I want to say is that body looks like it's responding. Okay. The body looks like it's responding quickly. Okay. And that is what we wanted from you. We wanted a quick, accelerated start to this so that we can then obviously ease off a little bit, bring some more food back in at some point. But while we're in this first phase now, where we're really getting rid of that body fat as quick as physically possible, we're in a fantastic spot. An absolutely fantastic spot, dude. Honestly, like to see the way that this, especially on your lower abdominals, your lower chest, the back as well, dude. It's really, really coming in. Honestly, we take away like 8 to 10 pounds of non-lean tissue off this physique. The way that your insertions of these lats should be left with traps coming to their own, all that heavy rowing, shrugging, mate. It's coming in. It's coming in. We'll get those traps up to your ears. Do not worry about me on that front, dude. All right, a name across those traps. Absolute guarantee. But again, it doesn't happen by chance. It's the fact that you've been able to nail your nutrition. Yep, you rated last weekend as a 2, but for the majority of people, okay, I take clients on all every time. I took all the clients on yesterday, okay, who I said, what's your average week look like? He was, oh, well, I knew I was starting with you today because we spoke the other week. And so I just went hell for leather. A lot of people do. Like, you probably thought like that you were starting a new program on Monday. So it's probably like this time last week with Friday. And you know what? Starting on Monday, let's have a blowout because I'm going to put everything into this 8 weeks. And that's completely fine, dude. Okay, because you're going to put everything into this next 8 weeks. The physique is in a fantastic place. We're dropping weight. Now, there's something you actually wanted to speak about was why this has gone from 89.9 to 90.4. Okay. Now, there's no answer. That is the, the easiest way to say it. It could be a multitude of reasons. Okay, so we need to you can narrow it down in your own head. So, like for myself this morning, I woke up heavier this morning than I did yesterday. Okay, even though I ate yesterday less than I did on Wednesday. However, I got around 4.5 hours sleep. Okay, last night. And I was heavily stressed before going to bed. It's my own fault because I took a consultation call and onboarded a new guy at 10:30, 11:15 at night. So I was onboarding someone. So I took the phone call at 10 o'clock because he was in. So that's the only time we could make. And I knew he was a decent guy that was going to make progress. I took it. Sending voice notes. I was onboarding a guy onto an app at 11 at night. And I had to be up at 5:30 this morning. So for traveling. And I knew full well that my body weight was going to be weighing a lot more. You've also got the fact you've got stress factors. So obviously, if you are stressed, you're whole blood water. You've got the type of food you've eaten the day before. So you've got your bowel matter, and that sounds really horrible, mate. But like so for myself, I will always weigh in heavier if I've had a lot of vegetables because my gut doesn't particularly. It doesn't sit well, ironically, like the king of dieting or whatnot. I likes to preach about voluminous foods with lots of vegetables. I eat them and I know that my gut's going to like say no, but I eat them anyway because they fill me up and they keep it good. You've also got water weight just being held by the body naturally. So at the moment it's very hot, so your body wants to store water. It's like a survival instinct. So people will try, like I say, they'll try and cut water and then wonder why they're holding on to water. So if you want to get rid of some water weight, like I do right now, drink up your water, get it through, get everything flushed through. So what people struggle with when they go on holiday and they go on flights and they hold water, maybe the ankles or the lower back, and then they stop drinking water in the heat, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And again, it's irrelevant. You want to push out with the water, so go with that one, dude. Now we popped on quite another few. You said obviously you wanted to stretch after your sessions. I myself do struggle when it comes to obviously DOMs. Even in my time now, especially with legs, everything else blasting apart. I don't know. My traps at the moment are feeling pretty rigid. But again, I was stretching off is good. I like to stretch sometimes before training, but then also I find that you, depending on your cardio as well, can often help. So for me, if I train legs and then get on the spin bike afterwards, I actually find that my legs somehow recover a little bit better than when I don't. And I know maybe it could be bro science. It could be in the head. Active recovery. Potentially, but I often do find that by utilizing the spin bike afterwards, it does massively help. He said your unknown calories and whatnot. Protein, no, it wouldn't be a direct link. However, it depends again on how your gut just obviously digest that protein. Okay, because like for myself, when I have a massively high protein meal the night before and then weigh in, I also come in heavier because my gut doesn't sort of digest as well as it should do. It doesn't digest that protein as efficiently as if it was say carbs or fats. If I have carbs before sort of that meal, last meal before weighing in on a Friday morning, honestly, my weight just drips down. But that's because my intestines aren't holding onto that sort of protein matter, and protein obviously takes a lot longer to digest and fit through the digestive passage. I've gone on a bit of a scientific ramble there for you, dude. But yeah, obviously, we talked about the fact you binge, mate. If you're under, would I recommend hitting it? I always say no, and this might sound a bit daft, but I always say to guys, if you get a chance to save it, because there's going to be chances when you can't. Okay, and it's like if you're going out every weekend, say if you were going out this weekend and you're going to be spending sort of £500, and you said, okay, well I've got a budget of £100 every day leading up to that, and you didn't say you spent £80 that day. Would you go to the shop and spend an extra £20, or would you put the £20 in the kitty for the Saturday £500? You put it in the kitty, okay? You'd be sensible with it, because there's going to be days and there's going to be weeks in which you cannot attain your calories and you go over for social occasions and whatnot. So I don't see that as a problem at all, dude. Okay, which is not a problem. If you hit high numbers as far as shift patterns, it matter. If you don't, absolutely not. Okay, so if we are hitting massive numbers across the board when it comes to obviously your shift patterns and whatnot on a full day rest day, if things are slightly lower, it's not a problem like this. Obviously, if you keep it consistent, so obviously at the moment your activity levels. Cardio, obviously we're hitting 30 minutes, then we've got the 15 minutes, we've got the 34, we've got the 19, and then you've been hitting 11s, 12s, 26s. That's ace, dude. And like you say, if you do drop down on your rest days, the days we're not in work, it's not the end of the world, dude. It's not the end of the world at all. And what I am going to do, though, because we are going slightly over on your cardio, is I'm going to increase your cardio slightly just to see how we get on this week, because you've actually gone over massively on each day. Okay, so if you've got it, let's take it, and if we haven't, then we find out, because in the next phase, okay, when we go into our performance phase, we're going to be adding some more food in there. We're going to put some more carbohydrates in there. So if we can get you up to a good CV level where you can't, well, obviously with the performance is there, the output's there, we start to drive some carbohydrates back in there. We're going to see a whole new element, dude. Okay, but do not let this slip. It's been a fantastic start from my end. I've seen it before. I've seen guys like your physique hundreds of times, and you have some serious potential. So do not let this slide.